Hey guys, welcome back. So I am testing out the two microphones. I've got the Neewer on my left side and the DJI on my right. I've got them in pretty much the same position on my chest, and I am about 4 meters away from the camera. It is recording internally into the camera and not directly, internally into the receivers and not directly into the camera, mainly because I only have one mic port in the camera and I don't want to be changing around the ports. So now I am hoping that that's actually working. I can see the DJI's, what do you call that, equalizer tab, where I can see the volume. And it's picking up the microphone pretty well. I can see that it is recording. My concern is the Neewer one, because the Neewer's LCD for some reason is on the side, or it's on the front of the actual receiver and not on the top. So you can't actually see it. I have to go to the side just to check that it is actually doing that, and it says it is recording, so I'm hoping that that's working. Now, neither of these microphones have their noise cancellation on, so I'm gonna go ahead and do that now. And then I don't even know how to do this on the Neewer one. I just turned the darn thing off. There we go. That's connected. That should mean that it's on noise canceling. But the question is it recording? It is not, so I have to press long for it to be recording. But there is no indication that the noise canceling function is on the Neewer when I have it recording as well. So we'll find out in post how this sounds, whether you're getting a noise cancellation version here. It seems like I might have to connect the Neewer onto, or the receiver onto the camera instead of recording internally, if I wanted to also be able to use noise cancellation. So that's, I think, one drawback of the Neewer against the DJI. I think the biggest pro for the Neewer one is that it is, well, it's 360 Australian dollars cheaper than the DJI. That's one thing. And the practical side of me says, keep the Neewer, return the DJI. So we'll see. But we'll see the quality of the video. I am outside in an area in our building that usually gets draft. So you should be hearing some kind of wind as you are listening to this. I'm going to turn off the noise cancellation. I don't even know how to do that on the Neewer because it doesn't seem to be noise canceling at the moment. So anyway, let me just double check that. Okay, so I'm gonna stand and I'm gonna move the camera and I'll just show you where I am. So this is the sort of like the patio of our building. There is a road right outside, and this road can get busy with people trying to find parking because we're right at the outskirts of the city, and a lot of people come here to park their cars and then walk to the city. So just to test as well how this picks up as I go further and further. Now I am about, I'd say, 10 meters away from the camera. I don't know of any reason why I would be filming farther than this, but I'm gonna go ahead and try. And I've seen some videos where whenever the subject turns away from the camera, there becomes an interference. It becomes a bit choppy. So let's try that here. It is drizzling a little bit, so I don't really want to be out here. But this is about 20 to 25 meters away from the camera. And where I'm standing here is probably already 30 meters away from the camera. Okay. Now, the Neewer has a test of 150 meters away, whereas the DJI is 250 meters. So I've just heard a car drive past and it was revving. I don't know if the microphone picked that up. Okay, but now I'm here standing right in front of it, about let's do 5 meters away from the camera, and you already see my entire body as I am standing here. And again, no noise cancellation, just the wind mufflers that's on the two microphones, right? So let's talk about a little bit of pros and cons with these microphones, and I'll show you what I mean. When this is the receiver of the Neewer one, and as you can see, it looks like that. So when you are putting it on the hot shoe of your camera, it will be like that. So the screen would be pointing upwards, not towards you. So you can't see the levels of your audio when you are recording. And I've got a cage on my Canon M6 wherein I am able to put this sideways. So that's how I was looking at it from the side earlier. But I wish that I could actually see it that way, or facing me, so that I can see that the microphone is actually picking up what it's supposed to be picking up. Okay. Now, as opposed to, I'm gonna have to pull this out from the hot shoe. As opposed to the DJI, wherein when you put it onto the hot shoe, it actually faces you, like the LCD faces you, and you can see the level of your microphone, whether it's recording and all that nice stuff. Okay, I just had to okay, now just to demonstrate what I meant by the wind muffler not being very secure on the microphone. When I went up to set up this home office situation here, I put both of the transmitters in my pocket, and as I whip them out again, the wind muffler of the Neewer one has come off. The other thing that I have noticed as well is that the strength of the magnet from the ones that you use to put them onto your shirt is not very strong on the Neewer one. It was actually a challenge to get the DJI off of my chest, which is a good thing, because the amount of times I have accidentally swiped my hand over and this fell off is ridiculous. So I think that's something that can be easily rectified. If you have a stronger magnet to use, that should be fine. But it's probably something to note for Neewer to maybe improve on. Now, the other thing that I'm doing at the moment is I have got a fan directed at me because it's pretty warm and humid at the moment. It was much better when I was outside. And the other thing is that I've actually got the Neewer one connected to the camera instead of recording internally, because what I want to do is test the noise cancellation. I've got my washing machine going off on spinner mode. I've got the fan in front of me. So let's do the noise cancellation. Turning that on the Neewer. And I've just turned that onto the DJI as well. So I'm going to be going from one recording to the other in order for me to be able to show you the quality of the noise cancellation. I have done something with the DJI wherein when you take it out of the box, it is defaulted to be on low cut, which kind of makes you sound weird when you turn the noise canceling function on. So I've done that. I've taken it off of the low cut, But I have also seen some videos where in the sound from the DJI when the noise cancellation is on sounds a little bit like you're underwater, or it sounds a little bit more muffled than what it sounds like on the newer one. I've seen some comparison already. So I'm gonna test that out as well here on, and you guys can tell me in the comment section which sounds better for you when the noise cancellation is on and when it's off. So let's turn it off. Okay, so neither of these microphones at the moment are on noise cancellation. My washing machine just went off with those little chimey things to tell you that it's done. What do you see, or what would you be able to get when you get the Neewer? So this is the packaging that the Neewer came in. It's a nice nifty little box. It's got a magnetic closure, and then there's some paperwork inside. The actual package comes in this little guy. It came covered with this little plastic thing. And then inside would be the 2 transmitters and 1 receiver. And it also has these connectors. One of them is for a USB-C, and then the other one is for a Lightning port. So this particular packaging here is also a charger, and it also holds enough charge for you to be able to charge your transmitter and your receiver twice before it runs out. I don't know why I would ever need to do that, but in terms of, let me just double check, I don't want to give you any wrong information. But the newer one, I know that the DJI one has got 18 hours on it. The newer one, I believe, is how long can it actually go before charging? I should have been more prepared for this. It can operate for 9 hours. Those are the transmitters, and the receiver is for 8 hours once fully charged. Okay. Then inside is also a pouch where you can put everything inside including the charger. Very drawstring type material, and it's very compact. You can just chuck it into your bag. It doesn't take too much space, but at the same time it doesn't really protect your items. Okay. Inside the newer packaging there are 2 wind screens or wind mufflers, a TRS to TRS connector, and a USB-A and a USB-C connector. I don't know why you have 2 of them. One's white and one's black. And that's pretty much it. So that's the content of the newer one. Now, the DJI one came in this packaging. The whole charger thingamabob actually can fit in there too. So these have both magnetic closures. So this one, but this one has got that clasp where you have to press it before you can lift the magnetic closure, which I feel is both a good thing and a bad thing, because sometimes when you are holding your camera and you just have one hand to open the thing, this is probably better, because this one you can't really, it's a little bit difficult to do that. But anyway, inside here are the 2 connectors. One's for USB and one is for Lightning. And then it will come with the 2 transmitters and 1 receiver. It also, like the newer one, provides you LED lights to let you know what or how much charge is left. Both of them have USB ports in the back for you to be able to charge. And both of them have rubberized feet at the bottom as well. in terms of material, I don't think that one is more premium than the other. This one is a bit more of a matted charcoal gray, whereas this one is a more glossy black. I do like the pop of color on the Neewer one. Okay, and then in terms of dimensions, in terms of height, they're the same. In terms of depth, they're the same. But in terms of width, the DJI is wider. Okay. Now, inside the pouch of the DJI, you get the 2 windscreens. It also has a organization inside, built in. It also comes with a USB to USB-A to USB-C cable, and the TRS cable that connects to the camera. I have it used at the moment, so that's why I can't show it to you. But it's pretty similar to what the Neewer one has. Now, this pouch, I would say, is both a pro and a con because it is padded. It's got really good lining, so it will provide protection. It also has built-in organizer inside, so you don't have to fumble around finding things. But it could also be quite bulky and take space, especially when you've got a small camera bag like I do. So that's what you need to consider. Again, the price difference between these two, DJI is 529 Australian dollars and Neewer is 169 US dollars. Which of these two would I be keeping? I am still on the fence, to be honest with you, but I am leaning towards the DJI, and I will explain why. Because I already have the DJI ecosystem. I have the DJI Mini 3 Pro drone. I have the Osmo Pocket 3. And with the Osmo Pocket 3, you can actually use it without connecting the receiver and connect it directly to the camera, which is good because the Neewer one would require the receiver, and when it hangs out at the back of my Osmo Pocket, it makes it a little bit awkward to hold it because it's going to be there at the bottom. And it's the same situation with my Boya Link before, but the Boya Link was smaller. And also, with the way that the receiver is designed on the Neewer, where you can't actually see the levels because it's not in the correct location, when I connect it to my Osmo Pocket 3, it's in a weird location right at the bottom, and I have to make sure that I put it on correctly so that it's not the other way around. I also have the Osmo Action 3, which still requires the receiver to be connected for it to actually be able to pick it up, because this one doesn't have Bluetooth capability like the Osmo Pocket 3. But I already know that I'm going to be upgrading to the Action 5 when it comes out. So I just think that I will have better benefits sticking with DJI. Yeah, I think that's it. That's my comparison of the two microphones, and that's my opinion. Of course, the practical side of my brain is telling me to keep the cheaper $169 Neewer. Okay, still on editing mode, and I've been playing around with the Neewer CM28 because I was really already thinking about packing up the DJI and sending it back. And then I tested this on my Osmo Pocket 3. So with this, you have to have the receiver attached to the Osmo Pocket 3. And I noticed that it was taking the charge of my Osmo Pocket 3 and charging the receiver. Like, you could literally see that the symbol of charging on the receiver while attached to the Osmo Pocket 3 is there. Whereas if I have my DJI, I wouldn't have to do that. Like, I wouldn't have to attach the receiver. So that's a con, because I don't have the extra battery extender for this, and I only have about 2 hours worth of battery on this. So if the receiver is charging at the same time as I am using the Pocket 3, that's going to significantly reduce the battery life of my Pocket 3. Now, armed with that knowledge, I have just attached the receiver to my iPhone 14 Pro, and it's not charging. So bear that in mind, that it's not taking the charge of my phone to charge the receiver. I'm now going to attempt to try this with my Action 3, and then do the same process with the DJI to see if the DJI would be reverse charging from my Pocket 3. I know I don't need to attach the receiver, but I'm going to just test it on my phone and on my Action 3. Okay, Neewer receiver on Action 3, and I can see the indicator saying that the receiver is charging from my Action 3. I don't know if it will focus enough for you to show you, but the USB, the one in the center, is saying that it's charging. Now, for purpose of testing out the DJI, I'm actually recording internally for this portion, and I am going to get the connectors. So for the Osmo Pocket and the Osmo Action, I'm gonna need the USB. I'm gonna turn on the Pocket 3, and yeah, it's asking for confirmation. Nope, it's not charging from the Pocket 3. Okay, that's good news. Right, now let's go and connect to the Osmo Action 3. Confirm. Yep, no, it's not charging from the Action 3. And I'm gonna change connectors to a Lightning one because my iPhone 14 Pro is still with Lightning. And let's see. Confirm. And that is also not charging from my phone. So just be aware that if you intend to get the Neewer microphone system, it will be charging from your Pocket 3, from your Action 3, but not from your iPhone. Or I don't know if it will do it on an Android, but from an iPhone, it's not doing it. That is my own opinion and my own decision. Depending on what your own situation is, you can make that decision for yourselves. But I hope that this video was helpful in comparing the two. Thanks so much for watching.